Hey everybody, welcome to today's class. Today we're going to be doing some hip mobility and glute strengthening. So this should be really helpful for anybody who's dealing with some low back issues, maybe some hip issues, maybe some knee issues, because the glutes and hip mobility together really help to support the knees, the pelvis, and the low back. So all you're going to need for this is your mat. Go ahead and hop on your mat and we'll begin. All right, everybody, so let's start kneeling. Now, if this is not so great for your knees, just take the edge of your yoga mat, fold it back, and then you can put your knees on that. So we're going to start kneeling. Knees are about hip distance. Bring your hands to your hips and send your hips forward. Keep your gaze forward for now. And then take a breath in and try to lengthen up through your spine and puff out through the chest. Then gently release, bring your hands down, curl your toes, and send your hips back towards your heels. Press down so it feels like all 5 toes are touching the mat. Lean back even more, see if you can lift your knees off the mat, lower down, and then come up so shoulders are over the wrists. Lower down through the belly, lengthen through the spine, lift up, look up. Exhale, round your back, point the top of your head down towards the mat. Inhale, lift head and tailbone. Exhale, push the ground away, round your back. On your next breath in, find a neutral position through the spine. Begin to extend through your right leg and push into the palm so that the heel intends to reach the ground, although it probably won't. Breathe in and rise up a little bit. You're going to draw a semicircle with that right foot to bring it towards the front of the mat. From here, come up onto your fingertips. We're going to go forward and backward with the hips. Just seeing what's going on. Be really mindful about your gaze. Don't look straight down because that's going to round your back. Instead, look out in front of you. That'll help to create a more neutral positioning through your spine and focus the stretch across the backs of the legs when your hips go back and into the front of the left leg when the hips go forward. From here, rise up, and then we're going to take that right foot out to the right. So I'll just turn so you can see me better. When you take your right foot out to the right, position your heel so it's in line with your knee. Hands to hips. We're going to guide this knee in line with your third toe. So if it wants to come in, just guide it out a bit. And then we're imagining that it's on like a track and you're gliding it forward and backward. When you come forward, make sure to keep your heel on the ground. The next time you come back, position your right forearm to the inner thigh and then push back. Reach your other arm up and over. Imagine someone's pulling you by the wrist, so you're being pulled this way, but then also imagine your hips are going that way. So you've got kind of like a stretch in all directions. That knee, the right knee is going back behind you, left arm is going out towards the right, and the hips are going to the left. Now from here, spiral through the chest and look up. Breathe in and rise up. We're going to extend this leg, toes point forward. Left hand comes down. Reach the right arm up and over. Then from here, lift the arm up to the ceiling. We're going to float this foot off the ground, flex it, and then begin to lift it up and down. 4, 5, 6, 7, don't let the toes point up. 8, 9, we're going for 12. 10, 11, and 12. Rise up and bring both knees in. From here, we're going to extend the left foot back behind you, left leg back behind you. You're on all fours, but then press the left leg back behind you. Reach the heel towards the ground. Take a breath into that stretch through the calf muscle. Come up onto the big toe, draw a semicircle out to the side and up. Come up onto your fingertips, and we're going to go forward and backward. Watch your gaze. You don't want to look straight down, but rather out in front of you. On your next breath in, you're going to rise up and you're going to position your left foot out to the side in line with your right knee. Hands to hips. We're going in, we're going out. When you go in, make sure to keep this heel on the ground and guide this knee in line with your third toe. Press through the footprint of the left foot to get back up. Lean into it to get down. The next time you rise up, take your left forearm to the inner leg. Push that knee back behind you. Then sweep the right arm up and over. Imagine someone's grabbing you by that right wrist and gently pulling you towards the left so you get a nice stretch through here. At the same time, you're sending your hips out to the right. Then from here, spiral up and look up towards the ceiling. Press the hips forward. And rise up. Take right hand down, turn left toes to point forward. Reach the left arm up and over. Find a good stretch through here. Then lift the left arm up towards the ceiling. We're going to sweep the leg up and down. Flex the foot. And don't let the toes point forward. 6, 7, sorry, don't let the toes point upward. 8, you want them pointed forward. 9, 10, 11, 12. Great. Bring the knees back in so they are about hip distance. Hands to hips. Hands to the ground. Wow. Guys, I'm going on 4.5 hours of sleep, so my words are just not coming to me. Curl your toes and lift your hips up and back. Once you're in downward facing dog, pedal out your legs. Getting a good stretch through the hamstrings. So, why am I going on 4.5 hours of sleep? Because I've been sleeping in the living room with my dog because he seems to have a little bit of doggy dementia, separation anxiety, so I've been sleeping downstairs with him, and I'm a very light sleeper. But it's all good. He's worth it. All right, walk your hands back to your feet, and then step your feet a little bit wider than hip distance. Grab opposite elbows, and then shift your weight forward and backward. Let your head hang heavy. Then begin to sway side to side, most of the weight in the right foot and then in the left foot. Find some stillness, let the arms drop, and then begin to roll all the way up to standing. Once you get there, we're going to take a wide stance. Heels in, toes out, hands to the tops of the thighs. Begin to rotate through the chest so you're facing the left, but nothing moves but your upper body. So don't let your knees move, don't let your sacrum move. We're just twisting here, intending to find the sensation that the shoulders are stacked. You'll get a good stretch through your inner thigh. Press into the outside edges of the feet. Keep pushing those knees back behind you. Breathe in, come back to neutral. Breathe out, other side. Breathe in, come to neutral. Sit low through the hips. Reach the arms out in front and begin to pulse here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, stand. Lower down halfway. Stand back up. Lower down all the way, hips in line with knees. Stand up, halfway down, stand up, lower down. So you want to feel like your knees are on that track. They're not swaying in and out. It's a nice smooth movement. You're pressing firmly into the outside edges of the feet and the heels. One more. Halfway down, all the way up, all the way down, all the way up. Great. Toes in, heels out. Nice wide stance, hands to hips. Send the hips forward, lean back, but look forward. And then send the hips back behind you. Fingers come down, bend your knees if you need to. And then let's all bend and intend to straighten. Bend, intend to straighten. You're hoping for a stretch across the peroneals, which are the muscles in between the knees and the ankles on the lateral lower parts of the legs. After your next one, come to stillness. And then from here, shift your weight forward and backward into the balls of the feet, into the heels of the feet. Get long through your spine. Right hand underneath the face. Left hand to the sacrum. You're just below like your low back area. Push into that hand to lift up. And then if it feels okay, you'll lift your left arm as well. But you just want to be sure that the sacrum stays even. So don't begin to twist through your hips. Then lower the left hand down and replace it. And then lift back up. Whew. I'm having some thoracic spine mobility issues today. So I'm actually not going to lift on this side because it's just not right for me. But if it feels right for you, go ahead and lift up. Okay, then release. We're going to heel toe the feet in and then rise up onto your tiptoes. Toes are pointing out away from you as you sit down into this sort of yogi squat here. Your elbows are going to be on the inner thighs, and you'll press to open up through the knees. Option to lower down onto the feet, onto flat feet, if that's comfortable for you. And then squeeze with your knees. Squeeze your knees in towards your elbows. Press, 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 press. And then release. Then press, 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 squeezing the knees into the arms, and release. Last time, press, 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 and release. Great. Come down to sit. And from here, we're going to cross the right ankle over the left thigh. If this is not attainable for you, just walk your left foot out, and it will probably become attainable for you. Okay. Now we're just going to kind of rock over onto the left hip. So your right hip is off the mat. And we're just going to kind of rock side to side. See if you can find anything on that left hip. And we'll switch sides. So unravel, left ankle over right thigh, lift up off the left hip. And just a little rock side to side on the right hip, just to see if there's any tenderness there. We're like foam rolling without the foam roller. Great. Begin to sit up. Bring the bottoms of the feet to touch. And draw your heels as close to your pelvis as you can. Thumbs are coming to the arches of the feet. You're going to open up the feet like a book and reach your chest forward. I also like to add a little side-to-side movement with my upper body. You could also do like a barrel roll movement. And you're just reaching out through the tops of the knees. All right, from here, bring your hands underneath the knees to close them. Then we're going to come down onto our back. Lift your legs up and make your hands into fists and put those fists together and then between the knees. Lift the shins up, feet are flexed. Squeeze the hands with your knees. So squeezing your knees together towards one another. And then take your gaze to your feet. Open up your feet out to the side. Find your end range and hold it there, hold it there, hold it there. Then come back to center. Keep squeezing the hands with your feet as you open and close through the feet. So this is working on internal rotation of the femur, which is a move we very rarely do in our day-to-day lives. So this is a really good one to add. Last one here. Great, and release. Okay, from here, we're gonna lift the right leg up to the ceiling, bring the knee in towards the chest a little bit, and engage your core. So you wanna feel like you're almost doing a baby sit-up, but you're not lifting your head. All right, press through left heel to lift the hips up and down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, we're going to 12, 10, 11, hold it at the top for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower right foot down, lift your left leg, left knee in towards your chest, engage your core so it feels like you're doing a little push-up, or sit-up, but your head isn't lifting off the ground. You're gonna press into right heel to lift and lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Hold it at the top here for 12. We hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great, lower down. Bring the bottoms of the feet to touch. Press into the outside edges of the feet. And we lift and hold here. Squeeze the glutes at the top. Holding for 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift your legs and bring your knees in towards your armpits. Flex your feet, and then open the knees out to the side and push the knees away from you. Bring them towards one another, in towards your chest, out towards the armpits, out to the side, push them away from you, bring them back in. So you're making a giant circle with each knee. And at the end of this next circle, we're going to go in the other direction. So in towards one another, out away, out to the side, into the armpits, together. Keep going 2 more times. And last one. All right, from here, roll over onto your side. It doesn't matter which one because we're gonna do both of them. You're on your forearm. Your opposite hand will just stabilize with the fingers. You're gonna start with your knee in towards your shoulder. When you come down, you're gonna lift your heel up and back. Notice my heel is up, toes are down. So you're activating your glute medius, and then pull it back in. And then you lift your upper body as well. So it looks like this, okay? All right, so we're gonna do 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, go as high as you can, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then you're on your side, head can be in your hand, and you're gonna just lift and lower the leg. Toes point straight out in front, not up. And we're just gonna try to find that burn through glute medius. Okay, I'm feeling it. Now from here, bring the legs slightly forward and then point the toes down and then continue to lift. We're just gonna burn out a little bit more, maybe 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh, wow, that was intense. Ugh. Okay, now we're gonna do the other side. So same thing, you start on your forearm. Oh my gosh, it hurts. Okay, your hand stabilizes. We start up with the torso, knee in towards the shoulder, and then we point the toes down, heel up. Okay, so here we go. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now you are on your side. Your head rests in your hand, toes point straight out in front, and we just lift and lower, and we're looking for a good burning sensation right through that glute medius. Try to find a little bit of resistance to work your leg through as you go up and down. I'm already feeling that burning sensation. We'll hold for a little bit longer. Hopefully you guys are feeling it too. All right, when you need a break, when you're ready to move on, toes point down and your heel goes up and your hip goes forward, or your leg goes forward a little bit, and we'll just burn it out a little bit more, maybe 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ouch. Ugh. Okay, from here, you're gonna come down onto your stomach and bend your legs. Heels up, toes down. Let's start with the right leg. We're gonna lift the thigh off the ground and just pump that heel up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Switch. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great. Extend your legs, let your forehead rest on your hands. We're going to lift both legs up and then kind of kick as if we're kicking through water, but it's just like a baby kick here. So your thighs are coming off the ground. Don't bend your legs. We hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. All right, hands come underneath shoulders. You're going to press yourself back into a child's pose and just give yourself a minute here to kind of relax and just stretch out those glutes. Then come up onto all fours. We're going to hover the right knee off the ground, pull it in towards your chest, out to the side, rotate it up, and then back in. You're trying not to move your low back at all. Reverse that out to the side, into the chest without rounding your back, and then we do it one more time. And then reverse it. Okay, same thing on the other side. Hover the knee, then lift it in towards the chest, out to the side and up, and then back in. Reverse that. One more in each direction. Fantastic. All right, come on down to a seated position. Whew, and we are done. So what we did there is some glute activation for sure, all parts of the glute. And then we also got into some hip mobility as well. And so essentially the idea is that you build that glute strength to help support your knees, your pelvis position, and your low back. And you also create that mobility through your hips so that you improve your movement patterns, and so you are moving much more optimally, helps your body to be in better alignment. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see you soon here on the Yoga by Candace YouTube channel.